Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Sharon. I'm from Israel. I work in a company called White Hat. VEBTECH is my digital and technological and service partner in CIH, in Belarus, Kazakhstan, all over the world. And my experience actually is in the world of cyber attacks. I come from a military background. I'm doing cyber attacks all my life. I was doing it since I was 14, when back then you cannot call it cyber attack. It's just little boys' games. But today everything is changed. And today I want to show you things and let you understand that the world has changed. Every day I'm doing things that are crazy, how they are happening in other organizations. And you will see why the world has completely changed. Okay. So doing cybersecurity for everybody all over the world is a quite straightforward plan, right? What you're going to do, you're going to have your data center, you're going to have your servers, workstations, and probably as the head of IT or the head of security, you are going to install technology. This is how the world is working today, and this is why it's not working. Now, if you install the technology, probably you tell yourself, okay, I have this best technology and I can go to sleep. This is fine by me. But even though that you install your technology, you open the news, every day you see something happening. So I'm asking myself a small question. Wait, I just paid $10 million for defense strategy. I just bought this kind of license. I have 200 people in my cyber, and still things are happening in the news. If you look at the articles in the newspapers, you will see that financial cybercrime is a very huge target in the world today. And the estimation for the cost of cyber to the world is enormous. These numbers are crazy. 10.5 trillion. This is more than a country's budget. And these are the estimation of numbers. Now, I want to give you two examples where recently that strategy of buying technology, just buying it, is not enough. First one is Target. Target is a very big company from US. Target budget for cybersecurity is more than $100 million per year. Target had every type of technology installed. The attackers that attacked Target have infiltrated the network 6 months before Target had any idea they are inside. 6 months, you have hackers inside your network, 6 months stealing everything, and your technology is not blocking it. Very strange. Next, JP Morgan. JP Morgan Chase has bought a CRM system, a new system. Now they bought it for a few $1 million. It's huge. The vendor of the CRM system had a back door to the system. He didn't tell JP Morgan about the back door. The attackers have located the back door. The back door is for support. Nothing special. But the back door was hacked. JP Morgan a budget for cybersecurity is more than 150 million per year. Today, if you're thinking on buying technology, you have this thing called best of breed. Best of breed, you have Gartner, NSS Labs, you have all these enormous companies giving you grades. And if you want to choose something, you go online and then you need to choose it. So how the hell are you going to choose something? And the number of solution is growing every year, double of solution. Every single attack produces 50 new companies. If tomorrow I'll have a cyber attack on my coffee machine, within 6 months, you will see in this slide, 50 companies doing defense to a coffee machine. And as a strategy for your organization, it's almost impossible to choose the correct solution. And even if you choose few, how are you going to test them all? It's unreasonable. The amount of cyber attacks every day happening is huge. It's enormous. It is not storytelling. I'm living that all my life in the last 10 years in the company together with VEBTECH. I want to tell you that doing just the technology buying is old school. You cannot stay and you cannot act today, 2020, the end of 2020, the same way that you were doing cyber defense 3 years ago, 4 years ago. The strategy should move. Today, doing cybersecurity requires a strategic thinking, a planning of few steps ahead. And this is exactly how the bad guys are doing it. And I want to play the bad guys game for a second. Let's say I'm a company somewhere. Let's say I sit in a basement in Moscow and I want to hack you. What would be the actions today that I'm going to have in order to attack you? So let me walk you through how the bad guys are thinking. First of all, of course, I need to collect data. I'm going to start looking in the network, in the internet, for any kind of data already leaked, all kinds of sensitive documents already out there regarding your organizations. Why? Because I'm not doing anything yet. I'm collecting data. I'm learning your business. As an attacker, my plan is different. I want to know who is the board of director, who is the CEO. That's the initial phase I'm going to walk through. I want to learn what kind of companies are working with your organization. So let's say I'm a bank, and let's say I have 50 or 500 companies work for me out there. I have a law firm, I do. Accountant, I do. Print office, I do. IT supplier, I do. The list is endless. So in the phase of collecting data, I'm learning who are the people, what kind of data out there, who are the suppliers. Still, zero attack, just collection of data. I'm going to learn what are the hobbies, and not just hobbies of people in the organization, the key employees in the organization. For example, the secretary of the CEO. Does she love doing Pilates? Yes, I can see in Facebook that she really likes this Pilates. Or probably she really loves coffee because she has this coffee place that she's tagging in Instagram when she goes there. And now, after the collection, it's time for me to act. I'm not going to act directly on the organization. I'm going to act today through all kinds of things. First, one option as I see it every day, a malicious app. I'm going to prepare an application for Pilates or for free coffee Or you know what, I'm going to prepare an application for giving me free coffee for every 5 coffee. And I'm going to post it and I'm going to upload it to the stores of Apple, of Google. And I'm going to wait that employees from the organization will download this app. I'm not acting directly. Other things I'm going to do, I'm going to prepare fake email, and fake emails are happening all the time. All the time, you guys are getting fake emails. You guys are getting scam emails, and these emails will convince you to download something. And this is exactly where we come in. This is exactly the way for us, together with VEBTECH, to explain that the act today to these attacks should be completely different. And why we do it so good? Because we know how the bad guys work. We know how they act. We've been doing this as a military grade for more than 10 years, more than 100 hackers. Our specialty is cyber attacks. We don't go wild. No, we're special in Salesforce, specialty in CRM. Cyber attacks, hackers thinking all day, all night, 24/7, how the bad guys worked and hacked. And how do we do it? With a solution that we've developed, installed in VEBTECH organization called Eye of the Enemy. You have this team working for you 24/7, making sure that every attack happening out there could be tested on yourself. So let's say tonight, a new attack will happen in Bank of America. VEBTECH team will alert you, guys, new attack happened to your neighbors somewhere in the world. We're not going to give you the name. It's immediate situation. We need to test your network, your technologies, based on what happened to your neighbors. So if you look at it, the system is people sitting behind screens, monitoring, and having all the time tests of cyber attacks happening to you. So if you look at the platform right now, you see list of cyber attacks. All of these attacks are fresh, new, from the last week. These are all attacks that bypassed defenses of very mature organizations. They bypassed defenses like happened in Target. $100 million was paid for cyber defense, and the attacks that bypassed it are part of this database. And the team from VEBTECH is constantly testing all the companies in the group in order to see if something out of this database can bypass the defenses today. And if it can bypass it, they block it immediately with a unique vaccine inside the system, out of the box. And then, of course, you have the dashboard telling you, okay, this number of attacks have bypassed you, this number of vaccines you already deployed, and you're safe or not. And let's say tonight, your CEO will open the news and he will see that an attack happened to Bank of America, or to Target, or to JP Morgan, or you know what, to Garmin, not just banks. And he will call the CISO and will tell him, tell me please, last night in the news, I saw this huge attack happened to Bank of America, Garmin, JP Morgan, Target. Are we safe against it? And the answer would be yes, you are safe because it's part of the database of Eye of the Enemy. So this is the system. And the idea behind the scenes is to be proactive. You cannot be old school today. You cannot just buy technology and assume that these guys that developed the technology are very, very good and you can sleep well. You need to have a dynamic technology that continuously updates, continuously works with you, and not just letting you think that, okay, that's it, you're safe. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please feel free. Okay, so one question about 0 days. I can tell you that 0 days is not something you can be protected against. And if someone will tell you that you're safe against 0 days, he will tell you stories. This is not true. But what I can tell you is that part of the database in the platform is our predictions to cyber attacks. So when our team is sitting in all kinds of forums and he hears the conversation of the bad guys, they can predict and they can produce attacks that are, they're not 0 days and they're not 1 day, but they are attacks that nobody is familiar about them yet, but they will bypass your defenses and you're going to have it out of the box also. But if a country will have a 0 day on a Microsoft IIS server, probably it will not be in the database, but the method will be caught before it will happen.
Шарон, у нас еще один небольшой вопрос есть от наших участников. Они спрашивают...
Сегодня корона, и все работают дома. И люди думают, что или дома сидят и делают терминал-сервер, так есть меньше риск на организация. И я хочу сказать, что риск даже поднялся, даже хуже стал. И мы сделали много тестов такие. И это поэтому, что дома ты открытый в интернет прямой, нету никаких дефенсов дома. Сейчас давай скажем, я послал вам имейл, я атакер, я послал вам имейл на private email, не на организацию email. И вы открыли это дома. Так, конечно, первая вещь, I will have full control on your home computer very easily. Очень легко. Почему? Потому что никаких дефенсов дома нету, ни антивирус, ни ничего. Ну, тут зайдет этот терминал-сервер. Вы скажете, не, я работаю внутри терминал-сервер, значит, я только вижу скринс. Моя система не работает на мой компьютер. Это внутри терминал-сервер. Это тоже неправильно, потому что можно очень быстро прыгнуть, и тоже все, что ты видишь, я вижу. Сейчас для атакера надо где-то минут-полтора для этого, что можно будет засунуть ransomware от дом внутри organization через терминал сервер. За это, что никакие дефенсы нельзя ставить там. И еще что, когда соединяешься в терминал сервер, ставишь username, password, ставишь, может быть, two-factor authentication, тоже там атакер, когда сидит на твой компьютер в доме, видит все. Каждый keystroke, каждый session, он все может делать redirect, все может засунуть. И за это, конечно, надо даже поднять вещи, что вы делаете на вас организация. Надо больше атаки для проверки в терминал сервер, больше атаки для, может быть, дом, больше атаки для этой системы, что люди соединяются отдалека за это, что сейчас корона и все дома.
Спрашивают наши участники, уязвимы ли компании, у которых 90% сотрудников работают удаленно из дома через терминальные серверы с сертификатами?
Yes, the answer is yes. I've just explained it because today attackers can have a full control over your home computer much easier than your office computer. So if you sit at home and you get an email to your private mailbox, not work mailbox, sending you a free coffee, you get the double click on the free coffee, and the attackers will have your full control over home workstation. And then they can see everything, every keystroke, every type. They can change the data, do redirection, steal certificates, and even put a malicious file inside the organization through the terminal server. Now, if you have any doubts and you assume that your terminal server is hardened and it's quite good, I promise you that there are many attacks that can bypass the defenses of terminal server. They are part of the system that I just demonstrated, and it will take an attacker just a few minutes to do a ransomware on organization through home computer with terminal server and certificate.
Шарон, огромное спасибо. Еще один последний вопрос. Прошу переводчика перевести. Можно поподробнее про отношение личных устройств работника к работе в ситуации, когда устройство не подключается к рабочим ресурсам?
What kind of gadgets?
Личное устройство, я так понимаю, что это личный телефон, личный планшет.
Same problem. The only way to really stay safe is to have control over these gadgets. If you bring your own device, you cannot defend it. The risk is very high, and you need to consider risk assessment in this process.
Шарон, огромное спасибо за вашу интересную презентацию, за ответы на вопросы от наших участников.